Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And please make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever we go live or upload a video to the channel. And finally, Chris and I will be taking part in a charity event at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on 19th of March. Here are all the details.
Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowling here. Now myself and channel regular Craig Dearman will be supporting the London Ambulance charity by taking part in the big stadium abseil on the 19th of March 2026. Now, I've got to say, I actually did the Skywalk a couple of years ago, and this was a big thing for me because I am not that fond of heights, and neither is Craig, to be honest. But this time is going to be completely different because we are both abseiling down the side of the South Stand, and we are absolutely petrified. Now, the London Ambulance Service actually approached us to do this to raise as much money as we can for them. I couldn't turn this down because, of course, this place is very close to my heart. Now, we will be descending down 42 metres back to the ground, raising vital funds for life-saving equipment and CPR training across London, as well as supporting well-being initiatives for the dedicated staff. Now, if you can help us and donate anything you can, the link is on the screen now. It is www.justgiving.com/page/Tottenham Stadium, and your support is always really, really appreciated. Now, if you'd actually like to get involved and join Craig and I on the 19th of March at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium by taking part in the Skywalk and abseiling down the side of the South Stand, it would be great to see you there cheering us on, and we can also cheer you on as well. But get involved, visit the London Ambulance website for all of the details, and thank you so much for all of your incredible support.
Okay, let's get into it. Gimme Sport report that according to Jamie O'Hara, Tottenham faces up to 3 major issues after the Fulham setback. Former Tottenham midfielder Jamie O'Hara delivered a stark verdict on the state of Tottenham Hotspur following their 2-1 defeat at the hands of Fulham, identifying 3 major issues he believes are dragging the club into trouble. Speaking after Tottenham's latest poor result, O'Hara said that the team's display exposed deep-seated problems on and off the pitch. His critique comes amid growing concern from Spurs' form, which has also seen them slide towards the lower reaches of the Premier League table. According to the former Spurs midfielder, the club's triad of major flaws hinges on a lack of quality and consistency in key areas. O'Hara highlighted that performance levels from match to match have been alarmingly poor, with players failing to affect games in a way expected at this level. Regarding mental and tactical fragility, he stressed that the squad often appears to lack belief and direction. Problems, he says, are compounded by unclear leadership and cohesion on the field. And underlying structural problems beyond individual displays, O'Hara pointed to broader issues within Tottenham's recruitment and squad construction, suggesting the overall setup has left the club vulnerable in several positions. His comments amplify growing criticism within the football community surrounding Tottenham's recent struggles, which include their increasing relegation worries and extended winless run in the league. The result at Fulham added to a dismal sequence of results, intensifying pressure on players and coaching staff alike as they attempt to salvage their season. Spurs now face a pivotal period with a tense fixture list ahead, and O'Hara's blunt appraisal will only add to the scrutiny surrounding Tottenham's bid to reverse their fortunes. The Express claimed that Igor Tudor could be punished by the FA over his comments after Tottenham's defeat at the hands of Fulham on Sunday afternoon. Tudor, who is yet to win a Premier League match since taking temporary charge of the club, was left furious and made some controversial remarks after the final whistle. He took aim at referee Thomas Bramall, twice describing him as a home team referee who doesn't understand football. Tudor also accused Fulham striker Raul Jimenez of cheating by pushing Radu Dragusin in the build-up to Wilson's opening goal. I didn't like the referee today. Too much of a home team referee, said the Croatian. I didn't feel well with him. All the decisions were on their side. He doesn't understand football, the feeling of what is wrong and what is right. Jimenez, was not about thinking about the ball. He was thinking about how to cheat. He cheated. The player was pushing. It was cheating, and it was a foul. 99 out of 100 people will say it's a foul. It's so obvious. Tudor's comments would appear to be a violation of FA rules, particularly Rule E3, which covers improper conduct, insulting words, or bringing the game into disrepute. The governing body is yet to confirm an investigation into Tudor's remarks, but managers have been punished for far less in the past. Sanctions typically range from official warnings to heavy fines and touchline bans. It remains to be seen how the situation will play out, with a fine likely. Any further punishment handed down to Tudor could disrupt Tottenham's season even more. He also spoke about the growing threat of Premier League relegation after the final whistle at Craven Cottage, saying, "We need to find forces inside of us where we are going to go. When we attack, we lack the quality to score goals. I want to see everything more personality, more wish to do things. We were not good, lacked everything. Attacking and defending, Fulham were much better." Of course, it is a confidence problem. It's not about systems. I don't want to speak about relegation at all at the time. I give the same answer. My answer is always the same. We don't need to think about relegation, not because it cannot happen, but we must focus on growing mentality as a team, concentration physically. Sports Mole report that Tottenham Hotspur's defeat against Fulham on Sunday saw the club equal their longest winless streak in Premier League history. That was the team's 10th league game without victory, a period in which Tottenham were beaten on 6 occasions. Spurs had only once failed to win 10 consecutive Premier League games, with that stretch coming between January and March 1994 under Ozzy Ardiles. Tottenham are currently 16th in the Premier League table with 29 points, 2 more than 17th placed Nottingham Forest and 4 more than 18th place West Ham. Perhaps Tudor's saving grace is that the fact that the side will host Forest on March 22nd, although they could enter that clash behind the visitors given the next 2 league games come against Palace and Liverpool. Spurs must improve in the coming weeks, considering their final 4 league fixtures come against Aston Villa, Leeds United, Chelsea and Everton. Spurs were unable to select 10 players due to either injury or suspension against Fulham, with key stars like Christian Romero, Destiny Udogie, James Maddison, Dejan Kulusevski, Lucas Bergvall and Mohamed Kudus all missing. No team in the Premier League would be able to cope with the absences that Tottenham have been forced to deal with, though they should still not be this close to the relegation zone. Many of the team's key players are not scheduled to return until April, and if the team are in the bottom 3 in the closing weeks of the season, then it is hard to see the club fighting their way back to safety. Nottingham Forest and West Ham both understand what it takes to survive, whereas Spurs have not contested a genuine relegation fight for decades, and their inexperience could cost them. Okay, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. Just cover the middle one off first. The fact Igor Tudor could face punishment for his comments. Look, we have seen this in the past, haven't we? Managers do get punished for criticising referees or referees' assistants. So wouldn't surprise me at all. It's just something that we don't need again at the moment. If he's given a touchline ban, that's not really going to help us much at all, is it? Things are just so miserable in and around Tottenham at the moment. This wouldn't surprise me if something else bad happened, to be honest with you. But let's see what happens with that. And just covering everything else off really into one, the O'Hara comments and Spurs equaling this unwanted record. Look, I could have put in 5, 6, 7 reports today from media outlets saying exactly the same thing about how Spurs performed against Fulham, how it wasn't good enough. We know there's so much wrong at the club. It all comes under the same thing. They're essentially the same report, just written in different ways, because we all know where the problems are, what the problems are, how we've got in this situation. Igor Tudor is very blunt and very honest in press conferences, actually saying that he is aware of the problems around the squad, in and around the club, and that it goes deeper than just on the surface. And it was another poor performance against Fulham on Sunday. I have to say it was better in the second half again. It was better, but that doesn't say much about the first half, does it? It just seems like there were players playing out of position, square pegs in round holes. That is what I don't agree with. I think that Tudor got that wrong. Gallagher looked lost on the right. Javi looked lost on the left. For me, you have to play players in their proper positions, their best positions, of course, and we want Javi in the 10 role, pulling the strings, and he just looked lost on the left a couple of times. It was highlighted on Match of the Day. If you've not seen it, he was over on the right for the first goal for some reason, created loads of space on the left, and that's what kind of where the play came through. So yeah, all is not well at Spurs at the moment. We all know that. I'm not going to go over that ground, but we need to start picking up points and quickly, and Tudor needs to sort this out. I think one thing or three things that need to happen, certainly against Palace, the players that came on for me need to start against Palace. Sousa definitely needs to start at left back, in my opinion, and Tell as well. I thought Tell was good when he came on, or certainly better than what we'd already seen in that position. And Richarlison. Look, Richarlison's come under criticism. I've criticised Richarlison, but he's got fight about him. You know what you're going to get with Richarlison, and we need players like that at this stage of the season. Tell as well. It seemed like he had a bit of fight about him. Richarlison scoring the goal, a good header, an easy header, but still a good header, got us back into the game. And you can see players like Richarlison are going to be up for the fight. He is going to be up for the fight. So for me, he's got to start against Palace. Callum Moani didn't do much at all. We could go through players that didn't do much at all, but I would say if he's going to go two up front, or a form of two up front, it's got to be Solanke and Richarlison. We need the players to start stepping up, because I'm sure they realise the situation they're in. We could sit here all day and talk about how we're in this position, why we're in this position, the training and tactics and everything under Thomas Frank. You know my opinion on that. I think he should have been let go in December. I think he's got to a point now. I just hope it's not too late. It's difficult for these players to snap out of it. Well, guess what? They've got to snap out of it, and they've got to get going and trust in what Tudor's telling them. I've seen some fans want Tudor out already. I'm not sure where we go if that happens, but you know, whether he was the right appointment or the wrong appointment, he's here now, and the players need to buy into it, because 10 games left now. In my opinion, we're going to need 9-10 points to stay safe in the Premier League and keep our Premier League status. And we've got to win against teams that are in and around us. Obviously, we know we've got to go to Wolves. We've got to play Palace on Thursday. We've still got to play Forest. We've got to play Leeds. If we get results in those games, then you'd think we'd be safe enough. But look, the teams around us did us a favour over the weekend, none of them winning. So a missed opportunity to climb the table for sure for Tottenham. But we're now kind of relying on the teams around us not to do well as well. So how did we ever get in this position? I just want the end of season to come now, and for us to be safe in the Premier League, because it's going to be a long, horrible summer if we're relegated, trying to enjoy the World Cup. So yeah, bit of a write-off this season, isn't it? And that's what the upsetting thing is, in a way. You know, you fight to get into the Champions League, to play Champions League football, and it's almost secondary at the moment. It's almost like a distraction, but a bad distraction. Do you know what I mean? That I'm not that fussed about the Champions League. I think we're all focused on the Premier League now, and we shouldn't be like that, should it? We should be looking forward to these Premier League games and playing in Europeans' top competition, and we're just not. And yeah, it's a sorry state, Tottenham. One thing's for sure, if we do get out of this, then things have to change. In my opinion, I think ENIC's time is up. They need to sell the club to somebody who wants to take the club forward. It's not worked. The first season's been a disaster under them since getting rid of Daniel Levy. Anybody who thought it was getting better, it's not. It's got worse. We all know that. So things need to change drastically, but hopefully we can get 3 points on Thursday against Palace. It's going to be a big ask, but we need to start putting points on the board. That's all from me today. Get down in the comments, let me know your thoughts about how you're feeling as a Tottenham Hotspur fan right now. And as always, come on you Spurs. .
Tottenham.